MikeRay made it.
Yeah. What's going on, YouTube? We back at it again. So you got Bake over there defending CJ more than the point of him explaining why him and CJ so cool ain't friends. It's like they all do. They try to make excuses for a lie. You know, they be so mad at CJ so cool, they get off topic. They either down talking them or trying to prove themselves. It's like this man talked about CJ on 32's for like what he did for him and this and that. CJ was just buying that nigga. He was doing that at his expense just to make, you know what I mean, make y'all happy. What they say, that nigga buy y'all happiness at his expense type shit. That's another flag on the play. The nigga felt entitled. Talking about what CJ So Cool was doing for him back in the day, and what he gave him was because he, like, it's what he owed him. That sounded like a little spoiled brat that felt like he was entitled to some shit. I guess he gave you what you worth, shit. That's why I told you, your friends will trade on you or whatever. You gotta be careful who you have in your circle. You don't think CJ So Cool was watching this nigga Bake dick ride this nigga? Like, he was all in the videos, 32 gang, this and that. CJ was just using him because he wanted to party. He was in Texas, he didn't know what to do. When CJ was in the clubs the first time, you could tell how he was on the wall. He was being like antisocial type shit. Bake brought him out that shell, started putting him in the pool parties and this and that. Walk around with security, so that built his ego in Texas. That's why niggas got to looking at CJ funny in Texas. Why you think Bake don't do what he do now? He kind of ruined his image messing with CJ on 32's. Too much drama. Nigga walking around with protection. When Bake ever need security? This nigga went from casually hanging with his friends to being around CJ on 32's acting like a celebrity, and then go right back to DTLR, to his job. That's sick. You living a fake life, my boy. All that designer shit ain't worth it. I only say that because he went to driving trucks. You need to link up with Big Boo J. But I thought he was gonna be this big promoter. Ended up finding out this boy was a janky promoter. They started that fake 32 gang ENT business and shit. Ruined his look. The way that he played his own brother, CJ So Cool, ruined his look. I bet that's how he got started with the promotion shit. He probably don't even say that. Like, I became the biggest promoter, who's in that? Like, you probably was running around with CJ So Cool name in your mouth just to get clout, showing pictures like, I can bring it to the club, who's in that? And then he want to mention the 32 gang chain. That boy been begging for that chain on my mama grave, bro. I used to sit there and react to these videos and go live, so that's how I know a lot of this shit. But I swear, Bake was begging for that chain. Dick riding, he knew what was coming if he kissed up to CJ on 32's. CJ was giving that boy the life. I used to be like, CJ treating these niggas like they his kids. He's stealing his best friend. I made a video a long time ago said that CJ buying CJ So Cool friends. It's true, man. Like, you can see it. He's not buying them like, here, be my friend. It's the life that he gave him, the expenses, like buttered him up. He brainwashed him. He gave them the life that CJ So Cool never gave him. The nigga was all in a Lamborghini, like, he was using CJ for promo and shit. Like, CJ on 32's was lonely, so he ain't had it. Imagine CJ on 32's moving to Texas without knowing Bake. Bake carried that nigga down there, but CJ so cocky the way he was doing shit, it didn't took long for them Texas niggas to catch on to him. They done broken this nigga house and shit. That nigga moved down there like he owned Texas, like he was finna take over. Having bottle wars and you don't even drink. So what that tell you if you was playing chess? Who the pawns? Bake in them. When the owner of the club sent that bottle over to royalty, who got between that shit? Bake. Come on now. They ain't even say it was from the owner. And if you look at the video, they look like kids. They look childish. So yeah, CJ was buttering that boy up. It was more than a chain, Bake. That boy gave you them varsity jackets. He had y'all feeling like a sink. They look like the Temptations or something with them little jackets they was wearing. And they was wearing that shit to the club like they high school niggas. Like they the jocks. But yeah, I ain't gonna lie, CJ on 32's gave them access to the life that CJ So Cool didn't. CJ So Cool was living his life. He had his girl, he had a family, so Bake, you talking about you got a kid, you should understand. And definitely when you get money and you got a family, you think that shit changed? No. Your priorities ain't gonna finna change. Like, you may do other shit, but hey, he chose to work at DTLR, and it's crazy. This nigga just now want to leave all that shit alone just to drive trucks. I would have been left that alone if once CJ So Cool was on. I would have been D-Lo looking ass. This boy tripping. He been could have quit that job because everybody used to ask why you don't be out there. Woo. He be like, shit, I ain't want to quit my job. I got this going on. Come on, man. When CJ on 32's moved out there, he was able to work that job and still party and shit. You know what I mean? Had Lamborghinis, which didn't add up. Like, okay, CJ go lead. When CJ leave, the light gone type shit. You back to your regular job. It's crazy that he that's how he betrayed him. It's like you sold out for that nigga. Like, it's funny, CJ on 32's done had a baby and he done left, so he don't beat her as much. And now he want to drive trucks. Like, it's boring now, huh? Club different without CJ on 32's around looking ass. Baker sad excuse to be a best friend again. Crashing out, boy. They say money change you, shit. It be changing the people around you. Literally. Like, he could have been went around CJ So Cool. He didn't want to quit that punk ass job, bro. He should have been like Marty Marr, but Marty got fired. Like, nigga, he said, fuck it, I'm finna ride under CJ on 30. He should have been like that. Shit, hey. That's his fault. He definitely fucked up his opportunity now. He fumbled the bag. And that's a sad excuse talking about he only paying him back for what you gave him, like, back in the day. Come on, man. I bet he was going around telling people that, no, he don't do nothing for me, like, but using his name in the club to get clout type shit. When CJ came around, he pampered them boys so much, man, he sold them out. He betrayed them for that. I bet he was pillow talking to CJ on 32's, telling him all type of shit to try to make CJ So Cool feel like a bad person. Why you think they was so close to royalty? It's like they all was saying this, like they was talking behind his back type shit. I don't blame CJ So Cool for the way he moved, because it be snakes like that, and it's like you ain't got no reason to be mad at the nigga, like, cause you felt entitled. Nigga, you betraying this nigga for clout, for that club shit. Now CJ ain't even in the picture in the clubs like that right now. You probably wanna drive trucks now. CJ on 32 stole CJ So Cool friends, man. That shit started way back in Texas, like I said. That nigga ran down there to follow Bacon Eddie because they was partying and shit. That nigga had access. Bacon Eddie had access to the females, plus using them X pills and shit, so ain't no telling, you know what I mean? CJ made them boys happy at his own expense. It's simple. I read right through that shit. That nigga taking Bacon Eddie and them Marty Marr, and they had them young girls and shit. You know what I mean? When they was going off, they even had their parents to sign off when they was going on them field trips CJ was doing. That's why I was saying them girls was underage. They even had their parents to sign off, like, approve the shit. That's crazy. And half of them parents was doing it because they was like, oh, is CJ on 32? Is he rich? What was that? Nah. But yeah, Bacon Eddie, they lived a life through CJ on 32's, and CJ on 32's lived a young life through them. That's why that nigga stole them. That's why he brought them off. Pampering them boys. Giving them shopping sprees at DTLR type shit. I believe Bacon didn't just want to leave his job for CJ So Cool. Like, he just didn't probably want to be his yes man type shit because he knew what was going on. But at the end of the day, you know, I feel like he chose royalty side off of the strength that he using his son as an excuse. When before they broke up, Bake used to probably be like, of course they sons, brothers say royalty, and Bake would be like, he be like, man, they brothers, what's and that, probably running around the world, like, go on YouTube, watch royalty, like, that's my son, brother, like, CJ So Cool, my brother, type shit, you feel me? Now that royalty and CJ So Cool broke up, he want to choose royalty side, like, he looking like he want to play stepdad. You was already saying that y'all kids brothers and shit. How that's gonna look if you try to be around royalty and be like, yeah, they brothers, we was saying that. We like sisters though, like. So that's like your nephew then, right? Or they cousins and shit. I don't know. You make it make sense. Bake betrayed him, man, like I say, for CJ on 32's, because CJ on 32's ran in Texas and he ain't had nobody to run to besides Bacon Eddie to live that fast life. They was bringing in them young girls, You know, that was CJ Love. That was his goal. Like, you can get the girls. We sitting at the parties and shit. This nigga bringing Lamborghinis to average clubs and shit. Like, who the fuck is this nigga? Risking him getting robbed and shit. So yeah, you gotta go to Club Ecstasy and shit. And what he do, start getting girls pregnant. They got the mixing business with pleasure, if you ask me. This nigga, he was the biggest one because he had a girl and he would just stick to partying and shit. Got around CJ and shit. He left the girl he was with. I don't know who Beck was with at first, whatever, but hey, I know he talking to one of them ecstasy girls now. Hope that ecstasy check paid the rent, boy. But it's your boy MikeRay. I'm finna get up out of here, man. Hit that like and that subscribe button for your boy. The whole moral of this story that, yeah, he betrayed CJ so cool.